Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. So now we'll talk about system design roadmap part 2. I've already uploaded part 1 of this video, and in this video I will discuss about everything that we need, what feedback interviewers give for your interview and what they expect from the interview, all the resources, all the links, and how do we approach the system design interview. I'll also talk about how do we use those resources. There are a lot of resources across internet, yes. So these were the topics that I had to discuss, and I had to divide the video in part 1 and part 2. So if you have not watched part 1, please go and watch that first. So in that video I've discussed about the concepts and the prereqs and all the standard questions that are asked in the system design interview. That will be very helpful for you to understand and go through the link. So in this video I will explain how do I use these resources to understand the concepts and the prereqs and all the standard questions. So let's move ahead. First let's talk about how to use the links and which all links you should follow. So let me give you a brief there. So there's a system design primer link that's there, and it is a GitHub repo, and it has lot of sublinks, I will say. So whatever concepts, prereqs that I have explained, you should go and follow system design primer link for that. And there's a lot in that link, and even there is an interview bit system design course that also explains the concepts and the prereqs. So let's look at them first. So this is the system design primer link. I'll also put this link in the description. So it has lot of diagrams and there's lot of information. I will say you do not need to follow all the information. I will explain you what all links you have to follow to approach a system design interview. But what here you have to follow is index of system design topics. So specifically you have to follow the concepts and the prereqs points that I've already discussed in my previous video. Like you should understand the scalability, consistency patterns, availability patterns, CDNs, and all these things you should go ahead and read from this system design primer link. So you can read all these things from here. So there's also this thing, how to approach a system design interview question. I will share a different template and different link for this, but if you feel that this is also useful, you can also go through this. So basically there are also few design interview questions with solutions. So there are directly solutions given actually here. So they are not that useful because the direct architecture, the direct diagram is given. I will suggest you to follow the links that I'll be giving you so that you understand how to build the problem rather than directly looking at the final problem solution. You should understand how do you build that problem and what all requirements you gather first and how do you reach there. So that will be useful. At the end you can obviously see these architectural diagrams that might be useful for you at the end. And I was also talking about this interview bit link where you can study the concepts and the prereqs. So see this is the storage scalability system design section that is there in this interview bit. And if you go step by step in all these, like let's click this prereq section. So here there are a lot of things that you should understand. Then there is a basic terminology and they have given internal links as well. You can go through this. This is very easy and nice explanation. CAP theorem they've explained very nicely here. They've given the internal link as well. So you can go through this. So now the next thing is, where do we follow the questions and how do we understand the question, how people have approached these questions. So the best link that I found was educative.io. There is one caching and one more example given in the interview bit as well, but I found this educative.io grokking the system design interview course very helpful. So this is a paid course actually, and there are one or two videos, one or two explanations that are free. So I will suggest you can actually take this course up. I mean, it's not a waste. It will be your investment if you buy this course, and rather you can group in a people of 3 or 4 and you can also buy this course. So this is very helpful course. Let's go through that as well. So this is grokking the system design interview course. So here you see that there are a lot of system design problems. You see that these 3 problems are free, and they're very nice explanation, step-by-step explanation they have given. They explain all the functional and non-functional requirements and the estimates and how you grow with the problem and how do you approach the problem. So you can also buy this course, that's your choice. And then see, there is one more thing, glossary of system design basics. So here there are a lot of open topics as well, like I discussed in my previous video. You can also read from from this Grokking the System Design Interview course, they also explain about the concepts here. And then what you can follow is there is a section in the System Design Interview bit, System Design Interview Questions. So there are these 4 problems given in this interview bit course, and if you will go through these problems, they are very nice explanation of these problems, and you will understand at least the basics and how do we apply these basics. So you should go over these problems first. They're very easy explanation of this, so it will be very helpful for you. So I've already told you that how do you go through these links and what all you study from these links. This can be your first step. Then there's always, system design is vast and there is lot of scope to learn in system design. So there are few other material, that bonus material I'm sharing. So there is company engineering blogs. So what is this? Uber and Facebook and Netflix and lot of other companies, they put up their engineering blogs where they explain how they have designed their application, their website. So if you want to understand anything specific about Netflix or maybe Instagram, how they are doing this or whatever, so you can go through these company engineering blogs. I will share a few links. So then there is this blog highscalability.com where engineers have also built this blog and they have shared their experiences, architecture in this blog. Then there's one thing that is very underrated, Lead Code Discuss. I'll say that in Lead Code Discuss, there are a lot of problems that are being asked in the recent interviews, plus people put a lot of comments there, so they put their views of how they would have designed it. So I will suggest if you go through this Lead Code Discuss, you will get a lot of different viewpoints of the people, how they would have designed a problem. So let's look at these 3 things as well. So these are the blogs. I will put up these links. So if you will go through this netflixblog.com and you can find answer of your questions. Then there's Uber blog, then there's developers.google blog. So there are a lot of engineering blogs. This is high scalability website, this high scalability blog. So you can go through this as well. Plus let's see this system design on Lead Code. So if you go to discuss and the system design, see there are a lot of problems people have put up. This OTP design, botnet system design. I mean there'll be a lot of new problems that are put up in this Lead Code discuss. So you should definitely go through this. I mean you should at least think of the solution first and then you should read up the comments that what solution other engineers are providing for this. So I hope these links will be useful for you. If anyone finds any other links that are valuable or useful, please put up in comments so that other people can also follow them. Next I want to discuss about how do we approach this interview. I mean how do we go ahead this interview. This is like a very vast and open discussion question, but I still want to put up few things here that might be helpful for you. We really do not know what feedback interviewers might give for us or what they expect from us in this interview. So I might not reveal the company name, but in that company HR came to me and so she explained me everything, what are their expectations from this interview. So that was very helpful for me. I actually targeted the interview in similar way for other companies as well and I was selected. The main points that she shared was you should not go ahead and just start. You should gather the requirements first. Basically you can relate this to a project. So if you just directly go ahead and start on this and then you come back to manager, okay, should we do this? Then you go ahead and do something and then you come back to manager, okay, can we do this here? Then you go ahead and work something. This is not very impactful rather and not very logical too. So what they expect you to do is you should first collect all the requirements first. You should not directly jump to the actual implementation. So they see this all in the design as well. So how you're designing, they correspond to how you will work when you actually come in and join them. People come back and say that I did very nice design and but I'm not sure if the interviewer was convinced or not. So you have to keep in mind how you go ahead in this interview. So the first and the foremost thing is functional requirements and the non-functional requirements. So functional requirements, that what are the features that will be there for this design, and non-functional as in latency, what factors we'll consider. It will be less latent system or it will be highly consistent system or highly available system. What type of non-functional requirements we see here. So this is the first collection. So you can always discuss about the cost limitations, then this degree of consistency, availability, performance, scalability as I told. And then I'll say there are a lot of different templates around. I'll share the link. There's one system design primer template only, and this template I have picked up from interview bit. I'll put up the links. So here they say this only, that you should focus on feature expectations first. So there are no good design, there's no bad design, but it is important that the feature requirements is very clear. And then you need to understand that you are making this system for how many users, like what are the estimations actually, like this is important for scalability, for performance. So you should understand what estimations will be there. Then design goals. Design goals is again the same thing, non-functional requirement that it is. Then you discuss the design goals, and then you discuss the skeleton of the design. You do not explain each and component first. You just do not deep dive in every component first. You have to give the high level design first. You have to give the skeleton of the design first, and then you deep dive. So interviewer will ask you, okay, let's discuss about this networking perspective or the storage perspective of this design, or maybe the load balancers, or maybe how you will consistently hash this, or maybe what sort of database you will use, or what you will do in case of failures. So all these concepts, you should understand, and you should interact with interviewer a lot. I mean, all these things will be possible only when you will be interacting with the interviewer and getting what he is up to. I mean, he wants me to drill down like what is the interest, what he wants out of this design. So this is completely an interactive session, and you should follow these steps at least to approach this interview. Then there is very, very important thing I'll just share with you. You should be very smart while answering the question. What happens, a system cannot be highly scalable or highly failure resistant as well, but you have to make a trade-off. You have to choose something of this and something out of this. So you should be very smart in answering. You should have to balance the concepts that you are applying. So it is possible that your approach 1 might not fit completely, and your approach 2 also might not fit completely, but approach 3, I mean a hybrid of these two approaches fill in. So you should be very smart while answering such questions. And next I will say, if you talk about the future of the design, if you talk about the limitations of your design by yourself, it will be very, very impactful in future. Or if you're not even deep dive there, you can at least tell them in points, so it will be very, very impactful. So I hope I was able to answer all the questions that you might have while preparing for system design. All the very best, and if you have any questions for me, please comment. We can stay connected. Let me know if you want me to put any other details, any other content related to system design. I'll happy to put in on my channel. Please subscribe and share to the aspirers.